Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So a couple of hours ago, I uploaded a video pretty much talking about the fact that Ilia Topuria could potentially move up to lightweight. Now, right now in the MMA community, I just want to get everybody up to date. There is talks that Ilia Topuria might even vacate the featherweight title. Now, I don't know why he would actually do that. Maybe he wants to go back to his roots where he was actually a hungry fighter. And kudos to him if he actually does that. Kudos to him if he doesn't want to keep the featherweight division, I guess in a position where it's just not progressing, so kudos to Ilia Topuria if that's the case. If it is, though, then that only means that there's 3 fighters that should be considered to potentially be champion in the featherweight division. I'm going to go ahead and list them really quickly. Number 1, obviously, is going to be Alexander Volkanovski. Number 2 could be Diego Lopes, and then number 3 could be obviously Movsar. Now, those are all pretty interesting matchups. If Ilia Topuria does vacate the title, at any point he could literally come back to the featherweight division and compete to get the title back. But in my honest opinion, I think that one of the most interesting fights that I think could potentially bring back the featherweight division if Ilia Topuria does leave is Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. I think that this fight would be absolutely amazing. I think out of the all combinations that we can make, I think that this fight is the fight that makes most sense. Alexander Volkanovski versus Movsar, it really doesn't make sense to me on why that fight should go down. Personally, I feel like even though Alexander Volkanovski has been losing as of late, I personally do think that he does deserve to fight for the title, because he is a former champion and he is a GOAT in MMA and a GOAT in the featherweight division. So I think that he should obviously be one of the fighters that should be, considered to get this title fight if Ilia Topuria does end up, leaving the featherweight division. Now, obviously, we need to give, Diego Lopes some credit as well, because this guy has been on an absolute tear, been super active, had super entertaining fights as well, but I generally do think that if it's between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopes, I still feel like Alexander Volkanovski probably wins that fight. The other fight that kind of makes sense to me as well is Diego Lopes versus Movsar. We've seen them fight in the past, and it was a very entertaining fight where Diego Lopes pretty much was threatening with submissions the entire fight. It was a super entertaining fight, like not a whole bunch of like punching and banging and stuff like that people are so used to seeing, but we still saw a very, very entertaining fight in the grappling sense, and I think that would be a very entertaining part 2. But I still think that the fight to make is Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Whoever wins that fight becomes champion, and then obviously there is a fighter in the background, I guess, that could pretty much challenge whoever wins that one fight between Diego Lopes and Alexander Volkanovski, that being Movsar. And I still feel like those are really, really good fights for the featherweight division. If Ilia Topuria, like I said, ever does decide to just stop competing in featherweight division and just wants to vacate the title, he could easily move up to lightweight, and then literally whenever he wants, because of the resume that he has, he could just come back to the featherweight division and fight for the title. I don't think that anybody would protest at all, given the fact that Ilia Topuria has backed up everything that he said. He's backed up everything that he said so far. And right now, this guy's like one of the biggest stars in the UFC, and anybody else saying different just doesn't know MMA, if I'm just being completely honest. But yeah, Ilia Topuria at any given point comes back to the featherweight division if he wants that title back. But like I said, the fights to make right now, in my honest opinion, is Ilia Topuria. It's Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. And then, have the fighter looming in the background, ready to challenge, that being Movsar. If Ilia Topuria does decide to leave the featherweight division, vacate the title, and then go on and challenge other fighters in the lightweight division, like Charles Oliveira, and that would be great. That would be pretty insane. That would be a great feat, especially for someone like Ilia Topuria, in my honest opinion, because like I said earlier in the video, the featherweight division is one thing, but the lightweight division is just a completely different, separate, bar of expectations, because the lightweight division has just been booming for like forever, you know, at this point, you know. And there's some great fighters that have been in the top 5 for years now, and it would be insane if Ilia Topuria could just manage to get himself in the top 3 or in the top 5, where there are some fighters there that have pretty much solidified their entire careers, you know. But anyways, that's all I want to say in today's video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, is a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.